Good morning, class 4 students. How are you all? So, students, here I am, your science teacher, and we are going to continue our same chapter. Okay, class 4? So, my dear students of class 4, we are going to continue our same chapter, that is chapter number 2 from your science book, Adaptation in Plants. So students, in this chapter already we have learned about different types of aquatic plants. Aquatic plants means the plants that grow on or inside the water are called aquatic plants. And then we have studied about different types of terrestrial plants. Terrestrial plants means plants that grow on land are called terrestrial plants. Then we have discussed about the plants of desert, like their leaves are converted into spines to protect water, or you can say to save water in the area where there is a very scarcity of water, and their stem is converted into fleshy green structure and that store water inside them. As you must have seen aloe vera plant around you, and have you cutted that plant stem, the thick green fleshy part? If you have cutted that part of the aloe vera plant, you must have seen that there are that part is filled with too much sticky kind of liquid. Okay, so that's why the stems are converted into its storage part. Then we have discussed about the plants of hot regions like coffee, rubber, sugar cane. Okay, now students, today we are going to study about the plants of hilly regions that you have already studied in the plants of cold regions. They both are same plants. So the plants of hilly regions like deodar, fir, pine, and you can say the tea plant. Okay, they grow in a hilly areas and their shape is conical shape, as I explained this shape earlier to you. Okay, and these plants produce cones instead of flowers. Means normally the plants around you can see there are too many flowers, but in the plants of hilly regions they produce cones, and this shape is called cone. And the tea plants are also there. Tea plants are the plants that grow in a slopes of hill. So because of hill they got plenty of water, but because of the slope they didn't get the stagnant water. Stagnant water means एक जगह पे रुका हुआ पानी, वो उनको नहीं चाहिए. They need water, lots of water, but not stagnant water, and this condition fulfill in hilly areas very easily, so that the tea plant grows in the slopes of hills. आपने images भी देखी होंगी tea gardens की, that they are present in a slope of hills. Okay, so these are the plants of hilly regions: deodar, fir, tea, etc. So our next topic is plants of marshy area. Marshy means the area where the ocean and the lands gets attached to each other, then that place becomes marshy. Means दलदल जैसा जो area होता है, that is called marshy area. In such type of area, plants like mangroves, you can see it is an image of mangrove plant. So mangrove is a plant that grow in such marshy area, and these are the plants that do not get any air through their roots in the soil, so they have a special breathing roots. As you can say, the roots are coming out of the water to get air for the breathing purpose. So this is how the mangrove plants survive in the marshy area, because they grow in a soil where there is no air present in the soil. That's why the roots of these plants comes out of the soil and acts as a airy root to get air from the surrounding atmosphere instead of soil. So they are the mangrove plants. Now next one is uses of plants. So students, there are lots of uses of plants for us. The first main use is that we get our food material from the plants. The wheat, rice, vegetables, all the materials that we used to eat, we get it from the plants. So first use of plant is that we get our food material like wheat, rice, pulses, sugar and vegetables, fruits, all from the plants. Second point is the grasses like bamboo. It is a bamboo plant and it is a reed plant, R-E-E-D, reed. Okay, so bamboo plant and reed plants are the plants that are very helpful for us, as we uses these plants to make various types of objects like basket, lamps, too many decorative items. Paper also we get from the reed plant by the synthesis of this reed plant's fiber, and gets this fiber accumulated with too many chemicals. We get the paper that we use in our daily life, paper that is present in your books, in your notebooks. Okay, the sleepers in some area, in a tribal areas, are also made from the bamboo plant. And the roof husk of huts, usually they are present in a rural areas or a tribal area. Their roof is covered with the husk of plants, of a plant. So that this is how the plants is useful in various ways. Okay, and when the farmer used to harvest his crop, after harvesting means cutting off crops. So after harvesting the remains of plants, that is waste, just like a waste, so it is again used as a manure, or you can say as a manure, and it is just spreaded on the farmer used to spread that on the ground only or its field, so that later on it will work as a manure, जिसको खाद भी बोलते हैं, उसकी तरह ये काम करता है. So first plants are used as a food by human beings and animals. Second, people use bamboo plant and reed plant to make various items like decorative items, paper, sleepers, baskets, roof of huts, and it is also used as a manure. So these are the uses of plants, that how we can use plants in various ways. Our next topic is, students, some unusual plants. As you can see from these images, these are the plants, but they look very different from the general plant. Just imagine a tulsi plant and now look at this plant. Are they similar in any way? No, they are not similar. Just imagine a rose plant around you and just now look at this image. Are they plants similar to each other? No. Just imagine another plant from your garden and now look at this image. Are these images similar? No, because they are the unusual plants. Unusual means strange plants. They are very much different from some regular plants, and these plants are also called insectivorous plants. It is the image of pitcher plant, it is an image of Venus flytrap, and this is an image of sundew plant. So all these three plants are insectivorous in nature. Insectivorous means they feed on insects, means these are the plants, they catches the insects, small insects like housefly, mosquito, beetle inside them, and slowly that insect gets digested in this part, and then all the nutrients from that insect's body goes into the plant. Same in this plant, this plant traps down the insect inside its structure, and then the nutrients goes in the plant's body. And this is a sundew plant. Sundew plants, again it is the same plant, the insectivorous plants. This plant just digests the nutrients from the insect's body, and then the dead body of the insects will be thrown out when it will work as a waste material for them. So later on, after completing this video, I will show you a short clip related to these plants, that how they catches its prey. Okay, now next unusual plant is mushroom and fungus. Yes, the mushroom that you used to have in as your food also is a unusual plant. Yes, it is actually a unusual plant. And fungus, it grows around you generally in a in a rainy season. So these are also the unusual plant. It is a plant but not in green color. It is also a plant but not green in color, because they are saprophytes. Saprophyte, I think I already have told you. The saprophytes are the organisms that feed on dead and decaying matter. Dead and decaying matter means, as you can see in this image, these are the fungus and they are growing on a dead branch. This is a branch of a tree that is detached from the tree. It means ये branch क्या है, पेड़ से टूट गई और नीचे गिर गई है, because it is detached from the tree, that's why it is dead. And decaying means ये सड़ रही है. So these fungus are getting its food from the dead and decaying this branch. That's why they are called saprophyte. So saprophytes, or you can say the mushrooms and fungus, are also plants, but they are unusual because they are different from a regular plant. Now our next topic is the last topic of this chapter. It's a key words of this chapter. So our first keyword is adaptation. Adaptation, students, I already have explained you. It is a process of adjustment to their surrounding by animals and plants is called adaptation. Means, like I have shown you the image of the hilly plants. So the image of hilly plants is conical in shape, means cone shape. And that cone shape helps them to survive in extreme cold condition during the snowfall. When the snowfall goes on in that area, the snow used to fall down quickly from the plants so that it doesn't cause any harm to the plant. Same we have seen the desert area plants. In the desert area, leaves are converted into spines, so that the water remains conserved in the plant. So students, this is very important definition related to this chapter. Just do note this definition in your science rough notebook and then learn it. Second is terrestrial plant. It is a very easy term. That is, the plant that grow on land are called terrestrial plant, and its examples are neem, mango, tulsi, rose. All the plants that you see around you are the terrestrial plant. Next one is aquatic plant. Yes, aquatic means water. So the plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. Next term is insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are the plants that feed, or you can say that eat insects, are called insectivorous plants. And already I have gave you the examples of insectivorous plants, that are pitcher plant, Venus flytrap plant, and sundew plants. Okay, now students, that's it for today. Just do write down all these keywords along with their definition and with examples also. Examples of terrestrial plant, aquatic plant, and insectivorous plants. Okay, so that's it for today's session, students. Now let's take a look to this clipping, that how a insectivorous plant catches its prey and consume that insect. Okay, students, now I am giving you a quick recap of this complete session. First, we have discussed about the terrestrial plants, the plants that grow on land. And in terrestrial plants, I have gave you examples of plants of hilly area, plants of desert, plants of plains. Then we have discussed about some unusual plants. Then in this chapter I have already explained the different types of aquatic plants. The first one is floating plant, means the plant that float on the surface of water. Floating means तैरने वाले, जो plants तैरते रहते हैं. Second one is fixed plants, means the plants whose roots are fixed in the soil below the water. And the last one is underwater plants, means the plants whose all part remains submerged in the water, means plant पूरा का पूरा plant पानी के अंदर ही रहता है, that is underwater plants. Then I have told you about how plants are useful for us in many ways, like we get food from them, we get paper from plants, we get too many decorative items, daily household items from them, and how the people of rural area, tribal area, uses the husk of plants as a roof of their huts. So this is how, now this chapter is completed, students. Okay, now let's take a look to this short clip, that how insectivorous plants catches its prey. Thank you. Let's watch it.
The Venus flytrap. Like the sundew, it makes itself very attractive, oozing nectar across the brim of each leaf. But any visiting insect had better watch out for these 6 tiny hairs. This fly has to tread carefully. If it strikes one hair, it can carry on feeding, but a timer has been set. A second strike in less than 20 seconds and the fly is doomed. An electrical impulse is triggered and the leaf snaps shut in just a fraction of a second. The tips lock together like prison bars. If the fly is very big or very small, it may just manage to escape. But most are trapped and die. 10 days later, the trap reopens. All that remains is a husk. The plant has finished its meal and resets itself